everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime called An Adventure Daily's Grind at age 29. Now, this anime is kind of interesting. So anyway, our main protagonist is an adventurer. He knows what the hell he's doing, and he's a silver rank or something, like a higher than a silver rank, so he knows what the hell he's doing. Um, so pretty much he fights monsters, he protects the small town, and the town loves him for it. He finds a kid at a dungeon trying to beat a slime, and then she gets eaten by a slime. So she's homeless. She had to leave her hometown so she can go eat, but she needs to find work so that she can compete. Um, so he decides to teach her that if you don't work, you don't eat, and stuff like that. She has trouble being a slime, which is probably the weakest monster in this anime, but he helps her out in this, that, and the other thing. Now she is alone. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing, but she is also an ancient race. An ancient race where she is a little kid, but at moments she turns into a full-grown adult with big boobs. This is not my word for it. This is the main character saying that because he looks at her boobs when he wakes up and she's all big and stuff. However, she becomes a small little girl at moments in time because she's a succubus. What I mean by that, well, she can use her feminine charm to get guys all aroused and stuff. Which he already knows what a succubus is because he has a friend who's a succubus. She has purple hair. And she knows that she's a succubus because when the little girl touches his his friend's hand, she turns back into her adult form, which is interesting. And most of the time when she turns back to adult, it's either she's sleeping, or the fact that she's sleeping, or the fact that how do I say it? She's sleeping, or she is um, what's it called? I don't fucking know. At nighttime, that's the only way she is going up to a full-grown adult. So if I say a lot, but that's how I do my reviews, you fucking jackasses. So anyway, she is really interesting at it. So that's the main gist of it. Now, when it comes to the main character, oh boy, he does everything to protect this girl, and she falls in love with him. It's pretty obvious. However, they do have two. She does have two friends that are the same age as her. Because when she's a succubus, that's not a real age. That's what she's gonna become when she gets older. The thing about her is, her two friends are a girl who is technically a chicken. He is a chicken, but however, he is a scholar and he likes to write books, pretty much, so to speak. Her little friend is hesitant. She makes fun of him because all the fucking adventurers make fun of her dad for just writing stuff. But she warms up to her when she says that her father is a fucking genius because he's trying to research this shit to help out the guild and the hunters, and I think that's really interesting. Um, so pretty much, so warms up to her because she hears her say that and she starts crying and stuff. But anyway, her other friend's a golem or something, or ogre or something. She's a little girl and she carries a hammer with her. She wants to become an adventurer even though her parents died when they were an adventurer, but she's just an adventurer thing. She's a character that fucking sporadically shows up every now and again. She's not really that much of a mainstay here and there. The other character that is kind of interesting is his friend, the girl who has the purple hair, who's the main character's friend. Let's just say that he is a masochist, and the girl who has the purple hair likes to beat the shit out of him. And he likes it for some reason. I don't know why he's a masochist. It's just how he is. He's fucking weird as shit. He likes to get his ass kicked. There's an episode where a girl that likes him wants her wants him to stop getting his ass kicked, but the guy likes it. So she's like, "Oh no, don't do that." But yeah, anyway, that's beside the point. So anyway, the main character. Holy shit! I did not know that that was gonna happen to him. First off, at the very end of the midway through the season, it looks like your typical average adventure anime where the main character is beating up monsters. He is very powerful and stuff. However, between like episode 6, 7, or 8, the guy loses his fucking arm. Like, how the fuck? Because he fights off two monsters that are like ridiculously strong. A giant worm, where if he didn't push his partner, the girl with the blonde hair, which I'm going to refer to her as that, if she's the one who can transform into a big girl at night and then turn to a small girl at night because she's a succubus. He pushes her away and his arm gets eaten by a giant fucking worm. Like, that is fucking insane. On top of that, he just fought a fucking monster from the desert that's not even supposed to be in the forest to begin with. He beats that up, even though he's got, like, it looks like he has a concussion because his head gets hit. He gets hit by he gets slammed into a rock. And then the funny thing is the fact that even though he got slammed into a rock, he picks up the rock with one fucking arm and throws it at it, and he beats the fucking thing. And then all of a sudden, a giant worm eats his fucking arm, and then he's armless for the rest of the episode. Well, for the next episode, he gets a mechanical arm that can like fucking like he can launch his fucking hand to grab stuff farther away, and I think that was really interesting on the thing part. It's like Alphonse Elric with his freaking metal arm, except for it has a little more capabilities, which is really interesting. So yeah, he is your typical, thingamabobber. Although he could use magic, but they never go in specifics of that. But yeah, he lost an arm, and that's the really interesting part. Like, holy shit, I didn't expect him to lose an arm. So yeah, the other thing that is he also loses is his hair. That was only for one episode. However, even though that's not as serious as losing an arm, when he loses an arm, everyone reacts like, holy shit, he lost an arm. We should do something about it. When he loses his hair, however, it's because Riru, the main character, the girl with the blonde hair, she decides to try to cut his hair when he's asleep, and she makes him bald, and everyone starts laughing at him because it's very fucking funny. He thinks it's his childhood friend, but then he realizes, oh shit, it's Rimuru who tried to, well, not Rimuru, Riru tried to let's just say try to cut his hair, and she fucking failed, which I think is pretty fucking funny that she just decides to shave his whole head bald, which I think is fucking hilarious. However, the next episode he gets his hair back because it's been like it's in the fall instead of the summer or spring or something like that. But he does get his hair back at some point. So yeah, my final thoughts on this anime: pretty good. I think the comedy's there. It's pretty fucking funny. I'll tell you that much. Pretty much they like joke around like I made a couple shorts a long time ago, but yeah, it's a funny ass anime. There are 12 episodes time this recording. There might be more episodes later on because they leave it on a cliffhanger later on. So I'm gonna give this anime a 5 out of 10. I just did even though I praised the comedy and stuff. If you just do it pure strict on comedy, it's really interesting. The only reason why I'm giving it a 5 because I watched this like months ago and I just finished it. Like I think it was like 6 or 7 months before I started watching it, and then I just stopped because I didn't want to watch it again. So I'm very interested on how the anime is. So I hope you guys enjoyed that anime review. Well, this anime review. It's gonna be a very short anime review because there's not a lot to say about it. I mean, the scenery's fantasy, and there's some monsters that are really interesting, like the giant worm, the snake thing, the wolves, the stuff. The main character actually has a really good backstory because he was born in the slums and he decides to become a adventurer who is fucking badassery. His friends are dead in the slums, but he tries to do his best. It's not like I'm a brilliant healer. That one's a little more interesting because the main character is already OP, but this character is not OP because he does lose an arm in the anime, which is interesting. But he is a pervert. Now he does meet a girl that is a Medusa, and the Medusa falls in love with him. Pretty much, so to speak. Even though she falls in love with him, when he acts all pervy and stuff, she decides to not go out with, stop falling in love with him, and just walks away because he's a fucking pervert, because he's a dipshit. He does get his ass kicked by the elf lady at some point because, yeah, reasons, and I think it's pretty fucking funny. He has issues with the other characters, like the bouncing off of the characters are really interesting. But when you just have comedy going on for you, it's kind of underwhelming to be honest with you. And I do not think that it's a good anime to begin with. When it comes to, if it was just, if I'm just basing off this off a comedy, I probably would have given it an 8 or a 9 out of 10. But since there are some moments where it's serious and the main character loses his arm. And I think the main problem I have with that is the fact that the main character doesn't really care that he lost an arm. He's just like, whatever. And I think that's the main problem with the anime. So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but the thing is the fact that I think the characters bouncing off sometimes does not work out, and the fact that the music's lackluster. And the fact that I also had trouble watching it when it first came out. So I hope you guys have a nice positive day, and always stay positive. If you want to watch it, be on your guard. That's my opinion. There might be a second season, but this is just my opinion. If you like it, that's fine. I'm glad it has a fan base, but I just did not like it. So even though I did not like it, highly caution to my opinion. But if you don't want to watch it, if you want to watch it and you think it's good, then prove me wrong in the comment section down below. Stay positive. Hope you guys have a nice positive day.